The new patch of the Wild Rift has been released, and we can now see new champions coming high in the tier list and many going down. It's your boy KBS. In case you are wondering where the tier list is based, it is formed from analyzing the win rates along with their ban rates and pick rates to come up with the result. Moreover, it is from the personal experience of a high elo player on the current meta of the game. So enough talk, let's get right into it. The state of the Baron lane meta has been pretty much the same since last time. Tanks are much stronger, so they have climbed higher into the tier list due to the item changes. The B tier consists of champions like Darius, Fiora, and Garen. These champions are strong especially in certain games, however, they have clear weaknesses as well. While the C tier consists of champions like Kennen, Singed, and Yasuo, these champions are known to be counter picks that are only strong on very certain matchups, and bad matchups result in unplayable games. The D tier features champions like Nasus and Teemo, which are unplayable in this current meta. They have too many weaknesses, while not having that much power or potential in the game. We begin with Camille. Insanely good Baron laner, who can do anything that the role needs: split pushing, team fighting, skirmishing, provides utility and damage, decent sustain with her passive and ability too. She barely has bad matchups which include Fiora and Teemo, and the most important thing of all, she counters Akali hard. She is up right now in the Baron lane. Dr. Mundo. Due to the tank item buffs, Dr. Mundo comes strong in the tier list. Especially against magic damages enemy team compositions, he would easily be S tier. The Sunfire Aegis update makes him a difficult champion to handle, able to deal so much damage, even more, when he stacks health. Though, grievous wounds counter him, so he can't yet go to where he pleases. Malphite. Just like Dr. Mundo and Gragas, Malphite has also been rock solid lately, sitting strong in the A tier due to the tank item changes. He counters many Baron laners, specifically those who will be building AD. Though he is not as strong against opponents that deal magic damage, that's why he can't make the S tier as well. Now, here is our list for Baron lane. Now, we will look at jungle. Jungle remains not that much change. Evelynn. Still a very strong jungle this season with the absence of vision tools like the Scryer's Bloom to locate Evelynn in the games. Her ganks are very strong post level 5 with her potential to invade from unexpected angles from her passive, and her pre-level 5 are not be underestimated as well. Mid-game, she can farm very fast, and her Smite ult combo can easily secure objectives. Overall, she is the strongest AP jungler in the game. Amumu. Just like Dr. Mundo, Amumu is also very strong this season due to the tank item changes. In the game, he currently has the fastest time to take objectives, especially with the Mastermind Rune, Sunfire Aegis, and Liandry's Torment items. He counters strong junglers like Lee Sin as well. Jarvan IV. With the changes on the tank items, Jarvan IV has the potential to build them now. He has decent clear and very strong ganks. Moreover, he can build tanks and still provide many utilities like crowd control, lockdown ultimate, and attack speed boost. Also, he can be built offensively and provide decent damage while still providing the said utilities. He is in a healthy spot, though he can be exposed by stronger champions like Graves and Lee Sin. Now, here is our list for jungle. So, these are the champions which we have selected for jungle. Now, we will look at mid laners. Even though after some nerfs Katarina is still on top. Though she is just weeks away from her release, Katarina has proven herself to be a very dangerous champion capable of completely shifting the tide of team fights or dominating them. Despite having a known weakness to crowd controls, Katarina still remains a very strong champion if positioned well. Next, Zed. He comes very strong this season even with the buff on the tank items. His potential to carry games, make game-deciding picks, and shut down carries is a very large threat in the game. Also, since Exhaust is not really that popular in Wild Rift compared to League of Legends PC, many struggles to match against him. As long as people do not realize how to play against him, he will remain strong on the list. Seraphine. Despite not seeing much play in the middle lane, she is much scarier than she looks. One of the strongest champions in terms of providing utility. She is decent in all phases of the game and has a very strong scaling. However, she is vulnerable to matchups like Pantheon and Zed who can slow her down. Now, here is our list for mid lane. So, these are the champions which we have selected for mid lane. The meta on the Dragon lane is very consistent in the recent patches, though there are some champions that just stand out. On the S tier, KHA'ZIX and Jinx are present with their strong potential to carry games and deal so much damage compared to other champions. Other tiers actually feature champions that all playable on this meta, however they do not come close compared to the strength of the S tier champions on their role. Moreover, they can be reliant on their support and are only strong on certain games and matchups. First, KHA'ZIX. One of the most popular champions in the game, KHA'ZIX comes up strong in the season's tier list. She had the highest win rate along with pick rate in the C-Icon series tournament, and yet, she has not received any nerfs. She is a very good marksman with self-heal and insane damage output. So far, her only weakness is she's not as strong against tanks as she is against squishier targets. Next is Ezreal. Ezreal has been one of the most common ADCs in the game as well, though he was nerfed back in Season 1, however, he has come back this season to the top of the tier list with his recent buffs. He has one of the most consistent DPS, damage per second, and range at the game, and has decent scaling in the mid-game, though he is not as strong in the late game as the other ADCs. Next is Xayah. In the right games, Xayah is easily S tier. However, since she relies on her team setting up her abilities in order for her to pop off, she is in the A tier. Now, we will look at supports. Seraphine. As mentioned in the mid lane and Dragon lane's tier lists, Seraphine is the strongest champion in terms of providing utility. This fact is, of course, most appropriate in the support role despite being viable in the other roles. Next is Janna. One of the most consistent supports in the game, Janna is a simple yet valuable champion. She provides decent offensive abilities, but very good peeling protecting potential. Moreover, she counters strong champions like Alistar, Rakan, and Galio, which is a good point. However, without any offensive capabilities, she is in the A tier. Next is Rakan. Rakan is also good at both protecting and setting up team fights, however, he has a different approach on the said points. His ultimate plus ability 2 combo is still one of the best in the game in terms of potentially changing the game. He barely has any weaknesses and can match up against all supports fairly. Now, here is our list for support. So, these are the champions which we have selected for support. So, that's all for this season's tier list of patch 2.2b. We really hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot in the process. Compared to last tier list, this season has seen many changes in the meta, however, this doesn't mean that the champions can't play the champions you loved playing anymore. As long as you enjoy the game, it doesn't really matter. Play what champs you want to play, but if you enjoy winning even more, then feel free to come back to this tier list to see what champs are the best to play. What are you waiting for? Hop into the Rift and have fun.